Hello, and welcome to what might be my first and only tabletop RPG ASMR video. Setting this up was crazy, so I don't know if I'm going to do it again, and I don't know if I will like the results of this, but I might post it anyway. Jumping in, today I am going to be playing Notorious by Jason Price. I think Always Checkers Publishing is the company that puts it out. I also have the expansion. I'm not sure if we are going to get to this today. But yeah, let me tell you a little bit about Notorious. So Notorious is a bounty hunting game in space. You create a nomad and then you go out on a planet and explore. You try to find leads and try to get your mark, and you can either bring them in dead or alive, and you progress by doing that. The gameplay loop seems pretty simple. The rules seem pretty simple. This is a solo RPG, so you don't really play with others. And yeah, I'm not sure how long I'm gonna play. I might just play through one hunt, so to speak. Outsiders offers something called a trilogy mode, and I'll show you real quick what that means. Basically, it allows you to combine the hunts in this book with this book, and then you can get a special ending. So you do one hunt out of this book, one hunt out of this book, and then you choose whichever one you want to do your final hunt in, and then you can get like a special ending. So depending on how long things take, we might do that, but I am guessing I'll only be able to get one hunt in. Outsiders is like an expansion as well as a sequel, so like you can play it by itself or you can play it in conjunction. So first I'm gonna go ahead and like read the back of the book just to give you the real overview, and then we'll start making my character. So Notorious is a sci-fi tabletop role-playing game for one player. It can be played as a short one-shot adventure or as a series of anthology stories. Play to tell stories of the Nomads, notorious bounty hunters who strike fear among the scum and villainy of the universe, and follow a dubious code of honor. In the midst of the intergalactic war, you've been given a lucrative contract by one of 6 factions. The job is simple. Bring the target back, dead or alive. No disintegrations. Search for leads on planets affected by the ongoing war and make helpful allies or bitter enemies. Place together the truth about who your target is and what motivates them while confronting your own murky past. Average playtime is 1 to 2 hours. It doesn't say what you need here, but I looked ahead, and you need 2 dice of 2 different colors, and then you also need a character sheet, which I've got mine pulled up here. So here is a table of contents, and here is sort of like how to get into it. I always love it when tabletop RPGs especially have like here's how this book works and here's how you should navigate it. And I think it works really well. I think the layout of this book is incredible. It's very clear, it's very easy to navigate. It's easy to find what you're looking for. I love that it's color-coded so you know where things are too. So it's and the best, it's spiral bound. Spiral bound books, to make them is so expensive. As someone who publishes books, I would love to do spiral bound, but it's so expensive, and it's a storage issue. If you are selling books, to store spiral bound books, it's just hard. But I thank the creator for doing so, because look how flat it lays, and it's easy to reference and flip back and forth. It's just, yeah, it's great. So how are we gonna start? I love that in the play materials an eraser is listed, not just a pencil but also an eraser. Okay, so here I'm just kind of flipping through real quick so you can see how things work. The game functions where you have like 4 reactions. You can speak, threaten, attack, and recruit. I will probably get the rules wrong and misunderstand things. So if you decide you want to play, make sure that you do what you need to do and don't just do what I do. So first we're going to make a character. This is always my favorite part of a tabletop RPG, especially when it's like a randomized situation, and all the stuff in here is pretty random. So I'm gonna grab my character sheet so I can write stuff down as we roll. So first we're gonna figure out our class, basically. Oh, I only need 1 dice for this. 4. So we are the brute. Your fearsome appearance and intimidating glare hide a feral cunning and fierce dedication to your craft. Okay. And that is... do I put that anywhere? It doesn't look like I put that anywhere. I am just gonna write it randomly on my character sheet so I don't forget. Okay, so now we're gonna turn to the brute page. These are the different classes. Nomads. Here we go. So there's the brute, and I love the art for that. Your fearsome appearance and intimidating glare hide a feral cunning and fierce dedication to your craft. Success often lies in relentlessly hunting your quarry, then overpowering them with ferocious attacks and outsized weaponry. So then here is basically what my stats will be. So I've got a rapid fire laser rifle. So I'm writing that down. Then I guess I will write down the +1 star for first roll. Then +2. My melee weapon is a power hammer. Of natural strength. I'm not going to write that, but +4. +4 star. Okay, my outfit. Oh, I don't have a helmet. No helmet. Good. I have a mod that turns off my helmet so I can see my face. I do live in the heart of a city, so you will hear city sounds. Okay. Chest. Bandolier. Yeah. In an ill-fitting jumpsuit. Okay, and all right, so now I'm gonna roll on these tables here. 1, raised on your peaceful and beautiful home planet long since lost to the war. Okay, where do I put that? That's my origin. Yes, okay. I would say raised on your peaceful planet and beautiful home. Consider how this influences your attitude towards others. So I was raised on a peaceful planet long since the loss of the war. So I think that would make me either extra hard towards people or secretly sympathetic. I think I'm gonna go with secretly sympathetic. Like if I just got some counseling and therapy instead of shooting things with my feelings, I might be okay. But I'm not going to therapy today. I'm going to shoot things. So, okay, now we're going to do a scar. Oh. 6. You proudly wear a belt, flaunting teeth, pelts, and other morbid hunting trophies. It's an interesting scar. It doesn't really feel like a scar, but that's fine. So basically I'm just going to put trophies. I'm gonna put beast trophies so I remember. Beast trophies. Okay. Trigger how your influences. Consider how this influences your choices. 5. You very publicly lost a duel against a strong opponent and the shame drives you on. Okay. Shame, sore loser. Okay. So that is that. So now we continue on to the next section, which is going to be my species. There's my dice. A 3. I am a crystalline. So a pellucid. Pellucid? That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Pellucid. And to generate a character species, roll 2 dice and add the results together. Oh, what did I do with my second dice? There it is. Okay, let me try again. Erasing. Okay, here we go. All right, 10. I'm actually bird-like, of course. A Valk. Bird-like. Okay. And then what's my name? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Calm. Cam Airsed. Okay. What's next? Personality. 5. Solemn, sincere, and thoughtful. Okay. Solemn, sincere, thoughtful. What past misdeed are they trying to atone for? I think that's a really good question. What are we trying to atone for, bud? I bet it says misdeed. I bet that when my character, when he was younger, he like sold out a group of rebels or something like that. So like sold out allies. I think that'll be the misdeed for sure. And then what treasured item do you always keep close? So his planet was peaceful, but it doesn't really exist anymore from what I'm understanding. So I bet he has like a flat rock from it. This is probably so boring. But like he could pull it out and kind of smooth over it when he needs to think. Yeah. I just like rocks, so I think he should like rocks too. With your Nomad established, it's time to determine who the target is, the person you're hunting. The Nomads Guild provides key information about the target, their name, their species, their personality, the planet they're rumored to be hiding on, the faction who posted the bounty, the reason for the bounty. As you play, you'll learn more about the target's actions and motivations as you move towards a final showdown. So creating a contract. Roll their species and choose a name. Roll their personality, considering how this detail would be posted on a bounty. Roll for the planet where your story takes place. Choose a faction that's present on the planet as the client. Choose one of the faction's reasons for posting the bounty. Record this information on the 2 sections of your Nomad sheet. So planets, is this a roll situation? It looks like it is. Okay. 3. You land your ship in the ruins of an old factory on the outskirts of a major city. This planet is Iyama, a mega Urban planet. Mega Urban. So I'm just gonna write that down. Iyama. Terrain, sparse wasteland, a sea of junk, menacing depths, underground tunnels. Prominent species is pellucid. Those were the crystal ones. I keep thinking about the crystal creatures in Elden Ring, and that might be what I see here, but I'm also seeing the like crystal rock things from Expedition 33. Maybe it's a mix. Prominent destinations. 3, the Litok Junk Tower. Lektok Junk Tower. Okay. Competing factions. Controlling is the old empire. And challenging is Red Moon. And minor is New Uprising. Okay. Making sure. Okay, as part of your contract, you'll learn which planet your target is rumored to be hiding on. The entry of your story will take place on the planet as you seek out your target. Prominent species. When you meet a local or hostile, roll on the table to determine their species instead of using this full species table. Oh, I see. You'll get a brief description such as you arrive in a small outpost run by the challenging faction. You should also look up the die result on the planet's prominent destinations table to find the destination's name and the faction who controls it. Consider what these places look like, who lives, works, or visits there, and how that might tie into subsequent destination events. Each planet has a controlling, challenging, and minor faction, all vying for power amid the intergalactic war. Consider how these factions maintain or disrupt the order and how a person's allegiances may influence their actions or opinions. Okay. Okay. So as far as species, so these are all, so I shouldn't have just wrote one. Okay. I get this. Let me write all of these down real quick. Humans. Gaul, more so. And then I need to write down the destinations. Stop rotating. Okay. Here's like how big I write. Outreach. Embassy. Red Moon. Towers. Lektok. Junk. Trawler. Did I say tower before? That was so wrong. Skyway. Train. Station. Sunblot. Spaceport. And the Old Empire Palace. Okay. And yeah, okay, I think I'm ready to continue on. So we need to learn about our factions, and our factions, the controlling faction is the Old Empire, the challenging faction is Red Moon, and the minor faction is the New Uprising. let's read them in order real quick. Each planet has a controlling, challenging, and minor faction on its profile. Choose one of these to be the client for your contract. Okay, so let's read these and then we'll choose our client. We'll start with Old Empire because they're the controlling faction. Here they are. The dominant power in the galaxy, ruled by a mysterious leader who commands a vast military. Their war machines and faceless troops are garrisoned on most planets. Reason for bounty. The target killed the governor of a planet while they gave a speech passing new laws. The target stole and supplied highly classified blueprints to the new uprising. The target helped a legendary warrior of the Mystic Order to escape interrogation. Okay, and then the Red Moon Syndicate is the challenging faction. A secretive but influential crime organization run by Zix-13, a manipulative and intelligent aristocrat. The Syndicate favors using agents, assassins, and spies over warfare where possible. The target is attempted to assassinate someone. The target sold shipments of spice. The target gave the order to destroy Zix-13's home planet. Okay, and then the new uprising. A growing force in the galaxy consisting mostly of citizens from oppressed worlds who wish to see an end to the old empire's harsh dictatorship, brave, skillful, and resourceful. Reasons for bounty. The target killed the leader of a cell of a rebellious citizen on their home planet. The target smuggled weapons through a blockade to reinforce a trade alliance spice mine. The target helped to engineer and construct a devastating old empire superweapon. I think I'm going to go with the new uprising because I want to be a good guy, at least for this first one. And then as we explore the character, maybe things can get more complicated. And then the target smuggled weapons, the target killed the leader. I think I want to go with the target killed the leader of a cell of rebellious citizens on their home planet. It's easier for me to hunt someone who's a very, very bad person, I think. Okay. Here's some fun art. Bring it closer so you can kind of take it all in. Yeah, this really tells a story. Okay, the story for your hunt is told through a loop. Yeah, I was talking about this earlier. So we'll roll on the exploration table and complete the prompt. It may ask you to roll for an exploration event that occurs as you travel or might introduce a lead. When you've completed the prompt, move to the destination. So explore, destination, roll the destination table and complete the prompt. It may ask you to roll one or more destination events that occur, the locale or present choice of activities. When you've completed the prompt, return to exploration. As you alternate between exploration and destination, you'll interact with people, observe events, and engage in combat. These activities and how you react to them will alter your 3 attributes: favor, notoriety, and motivation. You'll keep moving between these until you counter your 3rd lead. So that's what we're looking for. This person instead becomes the target, and you'll face off against them in one last dramatic showdown. Your game ends after you confront the target. So with this, that's really interesting. I don't know where I was going with that. I was just digesting it, I guess. I like that a lot. Okay. So I guess we'll start with exploration. We'll roll on the exploration table. You've hidden your ship and must travel on foot across the wilds of the planet unless you acquire a vehicle or pack beast. Roll to explore on the exploration table below to find out what happens as you travel. It may ask you to roll for one or more exploration events, or you might introduce a lead. So you roll on this, and then this tells you where to go further. So let's look at our planet again so we can sort of set the scene. You land your ship in the ruins of an old factory on the outskirts of a major city. Okay, so I think since the Old Empire is the major faction here, there is a lot of history and baggage and, like, quote unquote military presence. There's humans, the Gauls. Let's see what the Gauls are. We know there's crystalline people, but what are the Gauls? I assume they're like undead, but I could be so wrong about that. The Gauls. Oh, I don't see them here. I wonder if they are in key terms? No. What's a Gaul? I don't know. Because I don't see them on the species table. Are they over here? Oh, I missed it. Horned creatures. Okay. Cool. I was supposed to roll 2 dice for this one too, and I only rolled 1. Oh well. Okay, so we've got horned creatures, we've got crystalline creatures, and we've got humans. I think this is a wealthy planet, especially since we have crystal beings. I think we would have access to mines, and I don't know, it's just easier to assume that crystal in this universe, or like diamonds and such thing, is valuable, even though it really wouldn't be, since diamond isn't that rare and there might not be a controlling interest in keeping it limited. But just to make it easier and translate to our world, to this world, diamonds are going to be rare and powerful. And I will say that the crystalline species, the pelicids, they are like part of the Old Empire mostly, and there are some humans that are part of the Old Empire. But the Gauls, I would say most of them are probably indifferent or part of a different alliance. Okay, so we've also got an embassy, towers. Yeah, this just seems like a really busy place. Skyway train station, Sunblot spaceport, so there's a lot of activity. Okay. You do flip through this book a lot. So, okay, let's explore. We landed our ship, we hit it, and we're currently in factory ruins. I rolled a 5. If your notoriety is 3 or higher, you encounter a lead. Otherwise, roll once on the exploration events table. I don't know what my notoriety is, so I'm going to assume it's 0. I don't think I've attained anything. So I'll roll on the exploration events table. This one. Roll again. 3. To make progress, you must trek through a dark place. You can feel a set of glowing eyes following your every move. Roll a die. I think I'm exploring the factory where I landed. Ah, that's a 3. I thought it was going to be a 4. 1 to 3. A monstrous creature attacks you at range. There is always a bigger one. What even larger monster preys on this one? Okay, so we're going to do our first reaction, and that's going to be attack. So in this case, you roll 2 dice. 1 will be your enemy's and 1 will be yours. This one was given to me by a friend, so I'm going to use this one for me. And then this one is red, which enemies always have red health bars, so that's going to be the enemy. Okay, so mine is higher, but now we have to add the attributes. I am going to use my power hammer. I should have mentioned that ahead of time. I'm using my power hammer. We might get a visitor. Are we getting a visitor right now? Here he comes. Here he comes. There he is. Hi, bud. We're in the middle of something. Yeah, there you go. Just keep on walking. That was Mercury. He enjoys playing games with me. Okay, so 3 and 4. It looks like that I have a +4 to my attack. I don't know what the heart means, so we're going to look that up in a minute. But based on the die, I win because my score is higher than theirs. They have a +2, so I think that brings theirs to 5. And I have a +4, so that brings mine to 8. So I'm pretty sure I win. But let's go back to the attack section and double check and see if we can, if it explains what the hearts. Here we go. Defense. Your equipment and assets may provide defense. Your opponent might also have 1 or more points of defense. Each point of defense allows a successful attack to be blocked. Okay, so the enemy blocked that attack, so we are going to do another attack roll. Oh no, that's not good. So they got a 5 again, but I rolled a 1, so I got a 5 too, because I have a +4. So I believe we'll just roll again since it's a tie. I mean, that just seems like the obvious thing to do. Yeah, we'll just roll again. Let's just roll again. Oh, this is a 6, right? Yes, okay. So 5 plus 2 is going to be 7, and 6 plus 4 is going to be 10. So I beat this guy. I beat this creature. All right, so little Mercury is exploring. He's just got to know what's going on. Okay, so attacks have outcomes. So since what am I going to do? Am I going to kill? So I had a successful fight. So I need to decide if I want to spare or if I want to gain notoriety. I think since this is a monster and not a person, I'm going to kill it and gain 1 notoriety. Yeah, because it's a hostile. It's definitely not a lead or a target. So yeah, I'm gonna gain. How do I track that? Oh, so I track that right here. Here's the 3 bars. So I will fill I fill notoriety out. I'll just. There we go. Okay. So now we're going back. Okay. There is always a bigger one. What even larger monster plays on this one? So I feel like I should describe the monster that I ran into a little bit, right? So I think that we were like exploring a factory, and it was dark. Obviously, I don't think there's a lot of electricity. Maybe there's some lights flickering. I think the monster we faced might have been like a mutant bat of some sort. And we kind of, maybe it was a juvenile mutant bat, and we just kind of walked up on it without seeing it, and it dropped from the ceiling, and we pulled out our power hammer and just kind of took it down. I think a monster that would prey on this would be like a beast in like a forest, or a larger bird type creature, like a flying creature. I'm thinking some sort of alien hawk thing. So that's how I feel about that. Okay, so now we've done the exploration. Complete the prompt. It may ask you to roll it. When you've completed the prompt, move to the destinations. Destinations can include simple markets, hidden dens, crashed starships, military walkers, bustling spaceports, and capital cities. Roll for a destination. Roll on the destination table opposite to find out where you arrive. You'll get a brief description of the destination, which you'll use with the list on the planet profile to create a named location. You may have previously visited the destination, in which case this information will be already known. The prompt may ask you to roll for 1 or more destination events that occur in your locale, or present a choice of activities, or you might just run into trouble right away. To use destination events table, roll 2 dice. One determines which of the 3 tables you'll roll on, and the other is the event. Okay, so let's see what our destination is. 61. So we left the factory and we worked our way towards the major city, and we arrive in a small outpost or enclave run by the minor faction. And the minor faction is the Red Moon Rising. They're the criminal syndicate, I believe, right? Mercury is sitting just out of the camera view, and he is cleaning himself. I'm sorry. If you saw the camera wiggle, it was because he decided he needed to rub on it. Okay, our minor faction is... Oh, New Uprising. No, we're not looking up minor faction. Yeah. Oh, this is our client. So we just basically ran into our client. Search for anyone who might know your target to gain 1 favor, or speak with, and see, it has a page number, which I think is incredible, right? You can barely see it, but it's 61. I'll move it up there. So what a great reference tool. That's so great. And I love that they've like subset it, so it's like doesn't interrupt the flow of the text too much, and they've made it a different color. Speak with the local who works here, then rest to gain 1 motivation. So motivation is basically a reroll when you are attacking, I believe. I think it can only be used in attacks. I think I'm gonna search, so let's look up what that is. Searching. Some destinations will give you the option to search for someone connected to the target. If so, roll on the search table below and follow the prompt. 6. Find a local who recalls meeting your target. Speak to them, but use the speak table for leads instead of locals. Gain 1 motivation. Oh, shoot. Fill out my motivation chart. Make this darker so you can see it. Yeah. Okay. Did we learn about our target yet? I'm worried I missed something when we were building our target. Maybe I didn't. We just know that they were a bad person. It doesn't really say to like describe who the bounty is here, like to choose their species and stuff. Maybe I don't know yet. Maybe that's something I discover as I play. So we'll learn together how that works. If I should have sort of come up with more of a concrete character for my target before I dove in, or if that's something that as we explore, we develop. I would for sure be more of a fan of learning it as I explore. I think it's really fun when things build off of each other instead of having everything right there from the beginning. So find a local who recalls meeting your target. Speak to them, but use the speak table for leads instead of locals. Okay, so we're gonna go to the speak and speak table for leads. So here's the speak table for leads. 4. Your target acted to prevent something much worse. What repercussions would have been felt across the galaxy had they failed? Oh, see, that's interesting. So they had to, maybe the person was a traitor. Okay. I'm looking back at what our reason was real quick so we can kind of connect the dots a little bit more. The target killed the leader of a cell of rebellious citizens on their home planet. Okay. Yeah. The target killed the leader. The target acted to prevent something much worse. Oh, wait. I need to roll. I need to test. I need to do a reaction. So I don't automatically... Oh, it says to roll on the leads table. It doesn't say I need to test, right? Let's see. Let me go back. I might have cheated, guys. Okay. Where is that? 61 was where that was. Okay. But your presence is no, that's searching. Search for any. Okay, yeah, it was the search table. 61. Okay. Nobody's seen your target. Oh wait, I wrote find a local who recalls me near target. Speak to them, but use the speak table for leads instead of locals. I don't know. It doesn't say I need to make a test, but maybe I do. If you're speaking with a lead or a target, you automatically succeed. Okay, so I didn't cheat. We're good. Okay. But what did I roll? Your target acted to prevent something much worse. What repercussions would have been felt across the galaxy had they failed? I don't know if this person counts as a lead. They said to roll on the lead's table. But is this a lead? I think it would count towards a lead. It's on page 61. Oh, it's a local. Okay. A local does not count as a lead. So I met a local, but because I rolled a 6, I got to roll on the leads table. So, have not met a lead yet. That's okay. We got some pretty juicy motivation. So our target killed the leader of a faction, leader of a cell on another planet, and I think they either had to do that or destroy the whole planet. The stakes are too high for that. Why would they have killed just somebody? I think the easiest thing is that person was a traitor. I think that's the easiest way to go about it, is the person who was murdered. They say was a traitor. We don't know if we believe them, right? And this is all still kind of conjecture, I think, at this point. We do have this part on the character sheet, and again, I'm wondering if I should have rolled for this ahead of time. I think I kind of want to roll for it now, honestly. Accused, crime, murder. Yeah, I probably missed where it said to roll for this stuff. The species is 8. We're gonna go goal. That makes sense. Probably this is his home planet and he returned here. One. Personality: vain, cocky, and arrogant. Vain and cocky, and oh, it's right here. It's now time to determine who your target is. Okay, so I should have done this earlier. Yeah, creating a contract. Follow the steps to create a contract. Roll or species, choose a name. Yep, I should have done that earlier. It's okay. We're learning all this from that person we're talking to, I think. I need a name. Cheeto. I'm gonna change it to Cheeto. Cheeto. Robe. Okay, what else do I roll? Roll for their personality. Roll for the planet where we did that. Choose a faction that's present on the planet as a client. We chose a new order. Okay. Client faction. Do I roll for that? It doesn't seem so. I think that's something we learn. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're back to it. So now we're exploring again. 3. If your notoriety is 5 or higher, you encounter a lead. Otherwise, roll once on the exploration table. 3. 2 hostile scouts from the old empire speed past you on screeching hover bikes. Roll a die. 4. They circle back to attack from their vehicles. What lie has someone told them about your reason for being here? Okay, that's not great. So I have to fight 2 of them, and they both have a defense each, so I need to win basically 4 attacks in order for this to go well. And I didn't take a motivation on the last thing. Oh, I did take a motivation. Oh, okay, so I get 1 reroll. I'm probably gonna need that. Yeah, oh god. They have +1, 6. Yeah, I'm gonna reroll mine. Mistake. Oh, okay, so I beat 1 of the defenses. I'm using my power hammer again, by the way. So that's plus. Sorry, I'm zoning out. I'm looking at my rapid fire laser rifle. That is +1 star for the first roll and +2, and I'm just wondering why I would use a weaker weapon. I guess for the story of it, but a power hammer seems to be pretty awesome. Maybe I'm told that I have to use ranged at some point. Anyway, okay, so I win this one too. So I kill 1 of them. Maybe I'll spare them. It wouldn't be smart to piss off the old empire. But I still have to do 2 more of these, so. I win. So if I win this one, I win the encounter. I win again. Oh my gosh. Okay. What lie has someone told them about your reason for being here? I think that... What lie? I'm gonna spare them 1, but I think the lie, maybe it has to do with counterfeiting. Someone said that I was counterfeiting something, maybe the crystals that this planet requires for its situation, for its economic situation. Okay, all right. And this planet, yeah, sparse wasteland, a steep junk, menacing depths, underground tunnels. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to the attack page. Outcome is a hostile. I'm gonna spare them. Attacks work a little differently than other reactions in that you might repeat it multiple times to defeat 1 or more opponents in an encounter. Once one side is defeated, move to the stage. So I don't get 2 favors, I only get 1 favor. Yeah, choose whether you spare or kill them as a group, gaining a maximum of either 1 favor or 1 notoriety. I'm gonna gain 1 favor. No, I need notoriety, don't I? No, I'm gonna go with favor. I'm gonna go with favor. Okay, so that was my exploration, and now I go to the destination table. 5. You arrive at a small spaceport run by a challenging faction. Was that what I was supposed to roll on? Yes. Resolve both. Gain 1 notoriety if it's 5 or higher. A hostile guard approaches. Gain 1 notoriety. Okay, just for being here, I gain 1. Great. If it's 5 or higher, a hostile guard approaches. It is not 5. I have 2. 2 notoriety. Roll twice on the destination events table. That was a 5. Roll twice. Oh. 1. A panic-stricken lectok insect species pleads for help getting off this planet. They offer a small wedge of credits. Choose one. Direct them to your ship and try to recruit them. Lose 1 favor. What are they carrying on their back that they're desperately trying to protect? Ignore their offer as you need to focus on finding your target. Gain 1 favor. What will happen to them if they don't escape the planet soon? Why would I gain a favor for ignoring them? That's kind of weird. Okay, let's look at the recruitment rules, because maybe recruiting would be interesting. So, roll in the assets table, roll modifiers, add half your favor rounded up, lose 1 favor. Try to recruit them. I think I get the favor if I go in order. I try to recruit them, then I lose the favor. So I get, since it's half rounded up, I get to use, I get to add half of my favor. Sometimes a prompt will explain that you automatically succeed. No need to roll. Okay, let's see what happens. Put my pencil there. Just try to recruit this guy. Ah, I did it. He's mine. Okay, now I roll on assets table. 4. Master artisan or endearing mascot. You may spend some time helping them to craft or upgrade a piece of equipment. It provides +1 heart against your next lead or target, then requires repairs and may not be used again. Okay, so we have +1 heart. So I'm gonna write that down. I'm just gonna go with like chest piece, makeshift chest piece, and then I have to roll on this table again. So 5. A monster is loose and locals are struggling to contain it. It's unusual to see these creatures in populated areas. Choose one. Attack and subdue the monster to gain 1 notoriety. Simply watch the chaos unfold to gain 1 favor. This monster looks strong. I don't know if I want to take it on, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah. Okay. I guess let's fight it. We need notoriety in order to progress. And we have the same stats. I have a +1 heart and +4 with my power hammer, and that's what he has. Oh my god. So we tied. We're evenly matched. Oh my gosh, I won. Okay. So how do you get the monster to focus on you? Where am I? It's a desolate area, right? I think I just bang on some tin with my hammer. Just make some noise, you know? I kind of picture my guy as like a barbarian of sorts. Oh, maybe he like banged on his chest plate. I think that's what he did. He banged on his chest plate. Okay, so we're gonna gain 1 notoriety. Attack and subdue the monster to gain 1 notoriety. Do I get 2 since I also attacked? I think I do. Do I want to spare this guy to get another favor since I lost mine? Or do I want to gain another notoriety? I think I'm going to gain another notoriety, which will give me 4. Okay, so now we're back to exploration. One, There's no sign of your target, but something interrupts your hunt. Roll once on the exploration events table. 2. Exploring a remote area, you spot a wounded figure stumbling over the ground, pursued by a pack of 3 snapping beasts. Choose one. Defeat all 3 beasts. Then you may try to recruit the person you've saved. How did they end up on their own out here? Turn away from the scene and gain 1 favor. Why did you feel it was not your place to intervene? I'm gonna intervene. Oh no. Well, I still win. Oh no. I gotta roll. Oh, sometimes. Okay. That is, I win. I'm the winner. I've got to do it 3 times. So that was 1. That's tying. I win. Last one. I still win because I've got +4. So that means that I can try to recruit this person. And I'm going to kill them to gain notoriety, I think. So that'll help with getting a lead. Okay. I'm just making sure on how to recruit. I don't have any favor. Sometimes, okay. I did not recruit them. That's okay. He's not interested in helping me. I think we should name this guy because he could be a recurring character. I actually think I want this to be that local that we ran into at the depot basically earlier, and I think, let's see, does it say what it is? I think I'm envisioning like it's a one of the horned characters. Let's give him a name. Rudy. I'm gonna put like ally, sort of. And I think Rudy is a merchant and like a traveling merchant and was selling like gear and cutlery when we first met him. And he had sold stuff, or he was moving goods for our target, Cheeto. And I'm trying to picture how how I would have got the information about Cheeto from Rudy, and I think I would have been like asking, I think I would have seen like a receipt or a box with like delivery coordinates for the planet where this murder happened, and I would say, did you hear about the murder? That's so not subtle, but my guy is, he's sincere, so he's not going to go out of his way to just, I don't know. So he's like, oh yeah, I heard about the murder. And then I think that Rudy would like lean in and say, yeah, but did you hear that it was because the leader of that cell was a traitor? So who knows, like maybe it didn't go down as we thought. So then they're continuing to travel separately, and that's when I think several days or maybe even weeks have passed, and that's when we see Rudy again, and we say, Rudy, I think that, you know, you seem useful, you've got goods, do you want to join? Do you just want to join me on my spaceship, you know? You could keep your stuff safe, and, you know, you could help me every once in a while with my gear. And Rudy's like, no, 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 I live for this. I didn't need your help. And he's like openly bleeding. His horn has a chip in it. And we're just like, all right, fine. See you later. All right. So Rudy's our recurring character. Okay. We're exploring again. 4. If your notoriety is 4 or higher, you encounter a lead. Otherwise, roll once on the expansion events table. All right. We're 4 or higher, so we're going to encounter a lead. That's so exciting. Okay. I need to do the same thing. I actually have to roll to see if this lead will give me anything. Oh, you can spend 1 motivation to re-roll any die. Okay. All right. So you can even attack a lead. Okay. Oh, I need to roll both of these. Does this lead give me anything? Yes, I win. Okay. So they talk, revealing interesting, even useful information. Roll on the relevant table below. 5. Your target zealously pursued their goals no matter the cost. What collateral damage have they chosen to ignore? I think, so they killed the leader of that cell because supposedly they were a traitor, but I think that this caused a power vacuum that the cell was not prepared to fulfill, and that led to inter-party politics that ultimately resulted in the collapse of this cell on that planet. And yeah, I think it was complicated. It was a small price to pay. So, okay, so that was our first lead. Is there, I don't see like a lead. Oh, leads encountered. There it is. So, okay. So we need to counter 1 more lead. And then we encounter our target. We'll find Cheeto. Okay, we're gonna explore. Roll to 4 again. So we're 4 is higher. So we're gonna encounter another lead. I kind of really want to roll again, but well, it looks like when your notoriety is so high, you just start gaining leads. This does say 62. Should I have turned to that page? Okay, I should have turned to that page. Let's see. So it's 62. I automatically assumed I was speaking with them, but I think I missed something. Oh, I did. Okay. Before you can finish the job, you'll need to find leads. Creating a lead. To create a lead, first roll on the showdown table to establish the location where you encounter them in the wilderness. For the first and second leads, roll on species and personality tables to determine their key information. Okay. So I should have done something different. That's fine. This is learning. So let's roll on the showdown table. What are we rolling for? Location. 5. You feel drawn to them in the ruins of a mystic temple full of whispers and strange symbols. Roll once on each site and settings table. And 3. It's nighttime and you're both lit only by the moon or artificial light sources. Yeah, I think we're in the ruins of a mystic temple with the moon above us. Moons. There's got to be 2, right? At least 2 moons. Yeah, I also am seeing like water and mist on top of the water to give it that like eerie glow. Okay, so we did that. Roll for species. Where's the species? It's back here. Okay. Species. 10 again. So another bird-like creature. Maybe this is a cousin. Name. Personality. I really need another bookmark. Okay, personality. I need a name. 3. Ike. A-I-K-I. Okay, and their personality is gonna be angry, argumentative, and loud. Okay. We did that. Okay, angry, argumentative personality. Tables to determine key information, then roll on the leads table to discover who they are. 4. They're talking with a holographic image of your target. Ooh, roll for their faction. They are in the challenging, so the Red Moon Rising faction, right? Yes. Yes, Red Moon Rising, and that's the Crime Syndicate one, so that makes sense. Resolve all. What do you overhear them saying that reminds you of your trigger? Oh. And my trigger was that I lost an important battle to someone. So what am I overhear them? What do I overhear them saying? Maybe they're talking about how it was a close fight, the murder was, and the way they're describing it is very similar to the fight that I lost. And let's see here. Ooh, speak with them. Okay. It's a tie, so I think I'm gonna roll again. Oh, shoot. I'm gonna use my motivation. Oh, they rolled even higher. Damn it. Okay, so I don't get any information from them. And they're gonna attack me. But I beat... Okay, the first one I beat them. And this one I do not. That takes care of my chess piece. That's my defense out of the way. And now they're gone. Okay. I can do stuff with the leads. So failure, when you speak, the conversation goes poorly, they don't reveal anything and aren't interested in talking further at this time. Okay. And see, I can threaten people too, and there's a table that tells me who I can threaten. Like I can only threaten hostiles. I don't know why I'd want to do that though. Add half your notoriety rounded up. Oh, so threaten instead of like going through an attack, I guess. Okay. I won against the lead. So success, hostile, or lead. Choose your opponent's fate. I think I gotta kill them. I need a favor though. How do I want to do this? I need a favor. I'm gonna spare them. I'm gonna spare them because I have put like a tracker on them, I think. and now I can follow them. I think that's what I'm going to do. But they don't know this. They don't know this bit. Now I'm going to add a favor. Now, does the lead count even if I lose against them? Let's find that lead. Here we go. Until you encounter this person becomes. So I guess it doesn't seem like I have to be successful with the lead for it to count. It just says when you encounter them. So I encountered one lead, and then I think I was encountering a second lead. So now I do this basically all over again, because remember when I was doing the exploration, I rolled a 4 again and it said encounter lead. So we're going to do it again. Do this whole thing again. Roll on the showdown table. This one is in the ruins of a gigantic crashed starship searching for something. I think it's the same guy. Like, I followed him here, right? 3. It's nighttime and you're both lit by only... Oh, we want a different one. 6. A starfighter battle breaks out in the sky above, bombarding the area with debris and stray laser fire. Yeah, okay. So, like, this whole thing is happening while... I'm gonna use that as a distraction to, like, get up on him. Oh, there went my die. I rolled a 6, but I don't want to be... I rolled a 6 again. They're a rival nomad vying to get to the target. Oh, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so it can't be the same guy. It's gotta be a different guy. So, let's learn about this new lead. So we need to create... I really like it. I really like having recurring characters, if you couldn't tell. Oh, who do we have now? A human. Ape-like. Okay. 3. Hallie. Halley. And then personality, skittish. What do they worry about going wrong again? Yeah. Yeah, so I think this is a she for me. It just feels right. Okay. Then roll on the lead table. So this is a rival nomad. She's vying. She's trying to get the target first to capture or protect them. I'm going to say she's trying to protect them. Roll their nomad profile. Oh, fun. Page 22. 22. Oh yeah, here's this art. I don't know if I showed that. It's fun. There we go. 3. The bot. Your cold exterior and fearless personality hide logical calculations, steering every decision you make. Okay, so this is them. Success often lies in acting faster than biological opponents, using mechanical reflexes, pinpoint accuracy, and an ability to ignore minor damage. So we know that she's ape-like, but I'm gonna assume that she has a lot of, she's more mechanical at this point than she is biological. She's just had a lot of modifications. What connection does this nomad have to your origin? Oh. Let's look at my origin again. I think that's I'm from that planet, yeah. Raised on a peaceful and beautiful home planet, long lost to war. That's a really good question. What connection would she have with my origin? maybe she, like her bag that she's carrying around has a patch on it that I recognize from like a childhood like merchant or soldier. Let's go with soldier. So she has a patch that I recognize from like a local military outpost. Okay, what can I speak with them? So we're gonna speak. Yes, success. Let's see what we learn. Okay, 6. Your client lied to you about your target's actions. What part of your client's accusations are complete lie or wild exaggeration? Oh. I bet that, I like how I'm saying I bet, like there's something, I'm the one creating this world. I just get to decide what happens, right? But I'm like, I bet, as if someone's gonna come in and be like, oh no, it actually was like this. So funny. Anyway, my theory is that they wanted this person to, this person was a traitor to the cell. So my target was after, our target is Cheeto. So Cheeto was, did kill, did murder this leader that was a traitor for the cell. But I think that the new rebellion basically wanted that cell to be betrayed, because they wanted those people taken prisoner to infiltrate later, or they were using them as a distraction. But basically, like, they didn't care that that whole group was going to get hurt, and they had larger plans for that group as a whole. And taking out the leader, who they knew was a traitor, messed up their plans. While it did end up saving them in the sense of their life, it caused havoc in the organization, and it also ruined their like chess move of a plan that would have ended up sacrificing these people. So that's what we learn. All right, if we run into one more lead, we run into our target. Oh, I wasn't done with, I just realized I wasn't done with that lead table. They attack you using the loadout on their profile. Lose 2 favor and gain 1 notoriety if you kill them. Okay, so let's go back to their profile to find their loadout. They're the butt. Oh wow, they're pretty powerful. Okay, where's the other dice? There you are. All right. Let's go, I guess. They beat me. They definitely beat me. I lose. Okay, what happens when I lose? Failure. If you fail an attack after exhausting defense and motivation, it's time to roll your fate. Roll a die. 6. I re-rolled because that was cocked. You flee from the confrontation or hide somewhere unusual. Lose 1 notoriety or favor. Oh, I don't want to lose notoriety. I took a favor. I'm going to lose notoriety. Okay. So here's where my stats are. Here's what my character sheet looks like, actually, if you're curious. So, great handwriting. Oh, I should have wrote my client faction. That's the new. I didn't write it down. The new uprising. Okay. You flee from the confrontation. Okay. All right. We're back to explore. Wow. I'm kind of hoping we run into another lead. One, there's no sign of your target, but something interrupts your hunt. Okay. Two, for the sake of time, I'm going to just skip to us finding the lead, or the target. So we're gonna say we found the target, just for the sake of time. Your most successful nomads are relentless in their pursuit of the target. It's only a matter of time before they track them down and face off against their bounty. Third time this happens, find the lead. The third time this happens, create the target instead. To create the target, first roll on the showdown to establish the location. I do wish that there were more options here. I wish this was a 12 or a 10. I wish it was like a roll 2 dice situation. A 3. You know they're aboard a speeding freight hover train rapidly approaching you. 6. A starfighter battle breaks out in the sky above, bombarding the area. So this is like a really intense fight. There's an intense fight, and there's a speeding hover train that's coming at me. That's crazy. Then, with their information, species, personnel, and name already established as part of the contract, all that remains is to roll on the target table to discover who they really are. 1. Your first asset, if you have none, the first hostile you let survive, reveals themselves to be the target. Oh no! Rudy! Rudy! No, I guess Rudy wasn't a hostile, but I'm trying to think of hostile I let survive. Because I let a beast survive, but that doesn't really count. I think I'm just going to make it Rudy, our merchant person that I wrote down as my ally. I think that makes the most sense, since I don't have... Oh no, it's the thing I helped, isn't it? I think it's more fun for the story if it's Rudy. So let's go with Rudy. In the end, I like going with... This seems like it's someone betrays you, basically, or has been hiding right under your nose the whole time, and I think going with Rudy in the situation is in the spirit of the prompt and is also more interesting for the story. This target and the story of Rudy was the merchant we ran into. They were our first lead, and then we saved them from some traveling beasts. So we tried to invite Rudy onto our ship, and it didn't work out. Rudy was our first lead and told us that everything wasn't as it seemed when it came to the murder, and that they actually murdered whoever the murderer was, Cheeto. They murdered the leader of the cell organization because that leader was going to betray the cell organization. Further, our client had bigger plans for this cell, and they wanted to use the cell as pawns for something much more complicated and dark and sinister and, quite frankly, evil, because they wanted to use these people as like a sacrifice in order to make things good for the bigger picture, right? So not good. And so I think Rudy was forced to do this less by someone and more so by moral obligation. I think that's what we'll say. I think that kind of plays into it. Okay, so we did that. And then Rudy's gonna attack me. They attack you in melee with a distinct glowing weapon. No, is this... Which one? Oh, it was the first one. They attack you in range or melee, whichever benefits them the most, as they know your weakness. Oh, so they would attack me in range because they know about my power hammer and how strong it is. At range, I only get +1 for the first roll, and then I get +2, and they have 2 defense. All right, Rudy. Oh. So I lose. I lost against Rudy. Rudy took me out. Immediately, Rudy took me out. So what happens if you lose against your target? Oh, it probably says so here. If you manage to defeat them, choose one, a favor, let them go and lose. Then move to the epilogue. You've confronted your target. So I haven't decided their fate yet because I lost. So does that mean I would have to like find him again? Let's see. Failure. If you fail an attack. I still do have one. No, I think I used my motivation. I just forgot to mark it off. Yeah, I think I would just have to do it all over again. Okay, well, like I said, we're trying to wrap this up, so let's pretend I won. Let's pretend I won. So terminate the epilogue to multiply your motivation by 2. Let's go with 3 or less. Where's my pencil? The Nomads Guild put word out that you've somehow broken their code. Even if it's not true, you'll struggle to get another job until you make amends or clear your name. What could have caused this, and what will your next move be? If you continue your story with the same Nomad, start your next game with 0 notoriety, 0 favor, 4 motivation. Oh, that's cool. So I would say that I spared Rudy, and that's the Nomad Guild. Oh, I ran into Hallie. She definitely, because let's see, what are the options? What were the options? Or let them go and lose 2. Oh, I don't have 2 favors, so I don't think I can let them go. If you manage to beat them, choose to capture them to gain 2 favor. Well, I've got to capture them in order to gain 2 favor. So, unfortunately, I got to capture Rudy because I don't have 2 favor to lose. And Hallie would tell the guild that I suck, basically. And I would lose my favor. So yeah. So what are the rest of the pages? That's the character. Oh, that's the character sheet. Okay, so I think that tells us a good sense of how the game works. I didn't end up using this, but I like that there's more stuff here to encounter and I like that there's more stuff here to encounter and do. So this would add a lot of variety to the base game. It really was quick and easy to play. I can see how you really want to explore and make sure you're building up your favor and notoriety so that you can make use of those things as you work your way through the game. I think the Trinity, what was it called? I think the trilogy mode is a really cool way to explore this. I could also see just kind of mixing it. Just being like, I'm gonna roll on this table. Like if I rolled on here and it said, otherwise roll on the explorations event table. Like, I don't see why you can't go from this book to this book. I guess it's maybe because of planets. I just don't see why you couldn't mix and match them pretty easily. But yeah, so that was my quick demo / playthrough of a game of Notorious. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, if you like this, let me know. And thanks for showing up. Appreciate it.